Alright, Shalom. Let me give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Alright, double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom to all the Akim, pushing this truth with sincerity. Okay, and just want to share some events that occurred in my dream. Just waking up. It was crazy because as I was dreaming, I was anticipating, um, just bringing this out. Okay, so first thing, hey, Shalom, Yabashim Ashai, Bashim Rakakudash, Brakatah. Okay, so first brief part. This part was real brief, but the first brief part. Well, throughout the whole dream, I had the spiritual power of flight. Okay, and in this dream, it was a couple brothers, that I watched was in. It was a brother from L.A. I forget his name. Uh, I know it was the two brothers from my camp that was in my dream. Okay. Um, well, it's not my camp, but the camp I dwell with here in Columbus, Ohio, Shalakia. But they were in it. Okay. And the first account it was me taking over a piece of of the nations. Okay, it was just a small area, but I remember just being enraged, and I took flight, and I only got up as far as maybe a nice sized building, but eventually I end up just going full throttle, and then it was like a little small town, maybe like a European town based off the roofs, and I remember a chariot, like a old school chariot with a horse and like a carriage on it. And I remember just thrusting myself through it, just, crashing through it, just destroying everything basically in my path. So as I'm doing that, I remember flying over to this building. I like ran into the building, just ran into it with full strength. Remember, coming off the building, and I remember like tearing this roof apart with my bare hands. I was just picking it apart, just like flying to it, grabbing a big chunk, as if I was, Khan, 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 Khan. But I remember, this was, like the staple of the dream. But I remember, I was flying. You know how like, he's Superman, and he picking off, like he just flying, and like he say he like destroying the airplane or something. That's how I was doing the roof, as if I was searching people out or looking for people. But yeah, I was flying to the roof, just picking it off in big chunks. And I remember picking up like a whole roof, like just grabbing it, flying it, tossing it, you know. And then the reason why I know it to be that we was taking over the nations, okay, was because I remember like the roof I was tearing off, it was like a neighboring house. And it was this Edomite girl who was crying out to her sister in the window. So as she was crying out to her sister in her window, I flew down and I was mocking her, you know. I was mocking her, like, oh, why you crying? You know what I'm saying? Just mocking her though. I wasn't like necessarily concerned. I was just mocking her. She was very scared. Of course I didn't see exactly what I looked like, but she was very scared and she was crying out to her sister, and her sister was in the window, but she was so scared that she didn't want to move, you know, and she was all beat up and bruised. And I was like, oh, what happened to you? And it was like her leg was like crushed. And she was like, you did this. She was like, you did this. And I was like, how? She said something to the extent like, you destroyed something and it fell on me or something like that. But yeah, she was all beat up and bruised. So what I conclude from that was, us coming down and taking over the nations, spoiling their all their all their buildings, and taking them down, etc. Okay, and like I said, in between that dream, I had the spiritual power of flight, man. Okay, and superhuman strength. Was destroying buildings. Man, it was crazy, man. Especially how I tore off that roof, man. It was beautiful, man. Okay, and to see that little Edomite girl injured like that, and claim it was me from the destruction I was causing. I'm like, yeah, this is real. Okay, and another part of my dream, I had the spiritual power of flight as well. Well, it was just flight on this event. But man, hey man, this was a now that I'm thinking back and remembering the scenes, it was scary, but it was beautiful because you know how you training, say you doing like flight training in the superhero movie, and at first you scared or you nervous, you so high up, you trying to control yourself, you don't want to hurt yourself, you don't know, what I'm saying, if you fall, you gonna die. But in this event, me and the brethren was at like it's a specific school, okay, or like campus that's for high schoolers that I used to go to called Fort Hayes, which is like a career center. Okay, and it's like it was an old army base, so it looked kind of old, but the inside is new. But I remember us being there, and we was holding camp there for some reason. We was holding camp there, but I end up getting split away from them for some odd reason. And it was like as if I blacked out, like my dream stopped, and I woke back up, and they was starting camp. Okay, so I got on YouTube to see if they started camping. I'm like, dang, I'm late. I don't know what happened. So in order to catch up with them and hurry up and get there, I'm like, man, I wish I could just fly over there. And long and behold, I just start flying. I'm flying over the buildings. So then I remembered like the background of a building that I had seen them on YouTube camping at. So I'm flying and I'm looking for that building that they were at. So I end up taking a little detour. It's like as if I was like a plane and it just landed, on the other side of the street. But I remembered the building because I end up flying. So I run over there. I run over there, all excited to the brothers. I'm like, hey man, I just flew. And they was like, what? Like, they couldn't, necessarily comprehend. And I asked them, like, hey man, what happened? Like, how I end up getting split away from y'all, etc. It was like, I don't know, you just walked out and just we ain't seen you since. So that was an event. And then it was like another part where I think we were like finished camping, right? After we finished camp, I think I was just lingering around with like old people I knew or people of the world, something like that. Just I was just lingering. And I remember me flying over the buildings again. I was like, man, I want to try it again. So boom, I don't know. I think I like start running first a little bit, and then I just start flying. And I remember me flying, and I remember I like barely grazed the building because I was trying to, elevate myself, like go higher. I barely grazed the building, and then I just got all the way up there, and I was kind of nervous because of how high I was. It was like looking as if I was like in the airplane view, but not that high, but just about where things is start you start seeing things sectioned out. But I'm like, dang man, through the spirit, man, that's just some dreams I had. And it was beautiful, man. It really boosted my spirit up, especially to see that the part where I was flying and destroying, in the same note. I'm like, man, hey man, this is real, and the scriptures are 100% true. Okay, so I just want to grab two scriptures that I got on my mind really quick through the spirit, and we're gonna call it that, man. Okay, so we're gonna go to Isaiah 40, and I'm gonna start at um I'm gonna just start at 29. Isaiah 40 and 29. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increaseth strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young man shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not be faint. Okay, and the key point in there is that they shall mount up with wings as eagles. Okay, so that spiritual power of flight is out there, man. Okay, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, I believe we will get it. I believe we're gonna get these powers, man. Superhuman strength, whatever. I mean, hey, we're gonna be fashioned unto like Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, and just like the brother here on the comic board said, that's the spirit, because I've had flying dreams where I'm being chased by fighter jets. Sorry to I erupt. Okay, hey, you all good up, but you know, hey, a lot of brothers be having those dreams about flight. Okay, flying. Okay, or having to flee, whatever the case may be, man. You know, so hey, man, that spiritual power of flight is confirmed, man. Okay, and we're going to get it, man. You know, Lord willing, we're those men. We're going to get it, man. Okay, we're going to get it. Okay, so I want to grab something else real quick, man. I love the topic of spiritual powers, man. Like I always say, as a kid, I always been, you know, big into Marvel and DC and action figures and all that type of stuff, man. You know, I always wanted it. I was so crazed about it as a kid that I used to draw my own comics of me being a superhero when I was, you know, real young. You know, I always was like to draw and stuff like that. But this is one more, Jeremiah 51 and 19. Okay, and this is going into, you know, how I was going at the other nations, just, you know, destroying their land and, you know, their people, etc. Jeremiah 19, Shalaki, Jeremiah 51 and 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Verse 20, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, man. Okay, and that's exactly what I was doing. I was literally just running through. Oh, shit. Shalaki. I was literally just running through everything. Like I said, the most notable part of the dream was when I was just ripping off that roof, okay, trying to, you know, get to whoever it was. You know, I was trying to get to somebody. You know, I was just destroying everything around me, okay. And like I said, it was an Edomite girl who was hurt bad. Maybe a piece of a building fell on her or whatever, or, you know, whatever the case may be. I remember people just running and stuff like that. And she was like, I was like, you know, I was mocking her, you know, just being funny, because I was just mocking her, you know, because I was thinking about that Proverbs 1. Okay, what it say? I will laugh at your calamity and mock when your fear coming. Okay, but yeah, I was just mocking her, like, you know, as if I was concerned about, you know, her little injury or whatever, but I really wasn't. And she was all beat up and her leg was all beat up and stuff. And I asked her, I said, "What's wrong with your leg?" She was like, "You did it." I was like, "Oh, okay," you know, basically. But yeah, man, you know, just a quick testimony, man. It was, hey man, it built up my spirit, Lord willing. It builds up whoever watches this spirit, man, you know, because this is what we chasing ultimately, man. Okay? We're chasing those spiritual powers. We're chasing those spiritual benefits, man, those spiritual treasures that Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai has laid up upon us. And it's crazy because through the spirit, the last thing I was watching on YouTube, or the last couple things I was watching on YouTube as I was going to bed, were the GMS testimonial videos. Okay, I had watched my brother Ano, Good Dog Bar's testimony, which I had watched it in the past, but I watched it again, and I watched damn, who was the other one? I think it was a brother who had a tragic death in his family, which condolences for that. It was someone dear unto him. I ain't going spill out the brother's info, too much. But yeah, I had watched a couple testimonial videos, and through the spirit, I was thinking like, man, I hope I have, a faith boosting dream tonight. And lo and behold, man, I had said a prayer, which I didn't necessarily pray for that, but just did my nightly prayer, and then end up having a nice dream, man, about spiritual powers, man, okay? So, hey, man, call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash, all right, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Shalom to the hopefully elect, and Shalom to all the Akim pushing this truth with sincerity. Shalom.